Without equal justice, the disenfranchised will speak. Violence may be the only voice they think they have. One thing about the way that Kelly J. Keane has started to promote arson as a tool for political change.
You were okay with the race riots? Yeah, I fucking was, right? Somebody said, oh, they set fire.
Attacking police stations, burning businesses, attacking police officers, lynching people, and attacking mosques.
Mate, I would burn an entire town.
Is very similar to the kind of fervor that swept the anti-corporate globalization movement in the 1990s over the property destruction at Seattle. And there were like there's a song, the chorus is essentially about I'm an anarchist and I supported smashing the Starbucks windows and that makes me cool. But you don't support that because you're a dumb liberal, man. And that's how property destruction started to become, that's when that was sort of first popularized in the kind of late 90s, early 2000s. That was the first point where the Black Bloc had moved from, it had previously just been a European phenomenon. And then this was the first time Americans had picked it up. So a lot of the stuff that you see with sort of Black Lives Matter and the trans movement, the politics and the strategies and tactics go back to that point. And they've sort of been refining them as they've been getting more postmodernly psychotic. So it seems as though burning down migrant hotels has become the right-wing version of smashing a Starbucks window. The key difference being that the intended target in one case is an inanimate object, whereas the intended target, even if they're not directly targeted, are human beings in the case of setting fire to an occupied building.
You'll be burned out tomorrow, you gang of black bastards.
I would burn an entire town.
There's a really Rage Against the Machine-y Kelly J. Keane quote, "Without equal justice, the disenfranchised will speak. Violence may be the only voice they think they have." Personally, I think they're as heroic as World War II veterans.
Who would my grandfather, who got on that boat, I just thought, who are those men? Well, they're the men that went out and got arrested for fighting and causing a riot.
Yeah! Go on, you fucking... Yeah! Go on, you fucking...
Now, it's interesting, if you stop and pause on this image of all the white guys in their black shorts and black hoodies with their faces covered and their black runners, they look exactly like the Nazis who gate crashed the LWS rally in Melbourne. One of the things that people said with LWS was they didn't recognize them as Nazis because this isn't how Nazis looked in, say, the 80s. Well, here's an update for everybody. This is how Nazis look now, which doesn't necessarily mean that the previous group are Nazis, but it is noteworthy that they do look exactly like Nazis and they're gathered together to racially persecute some people for talking about their religion on the street in a supposedly free democratic country. But even without the explicitly Nazi association, Kelly J. Keane is once again making an apologia for violent groups of men to attack her political enemies. So then you can't complain when the same thing happens to you. Dun 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 dun. I would burn an entire town. Dun 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 dun. I would burn an entire town. Dun 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 dun. Does anyone else remember how Kelly J. Keane would talk about how terrifying it was to be surrounded by a large mob intent on doing you physical harm?
Shine light into the thorns on their faces, say a prayer to the Lord as they fallen from grace.